The washing of feet. John 13:3-11. Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going to God, got up from the table, took off his outer robe and tied a towel around himself. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel that was tied around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus answered him, "You do not know now what I am doing, but later you will understand." Peter said to him, "You will never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no share with me." Simon Peter said to him, "Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head." Jesus said to him, "One who has bathed does not need to wash except the feet, but is entirely clean, and you are clean, though not all of you." For he knew who was to betray him. For this reason, he said, "Not all of you are clean." I wonder what you think about your feet. A strange question, perhaps, but just how much do we think about them? They help us to get around, and we are a very important part of our body. But mostly we keep them covered, out of sight. When I was nursing, I once received a poem from a grateful patient that started, "O thou washer of my feet." Following spinal injury, she had been flat on her back for 6 weeks, and for her, the height of luxury had been someone washing her feet. But it's not always easy to allow others to perform such an intimate service for us. Imagine the situation as a group of friends gather for a meal. The sense of anticipation at the prospect of a good meal and the opportunity to enjoy good company. This is the Passover season, arguably a little early for the Seder, that very special meal, but Jesus wants to share this meal with them tonight. Then, as they gather, Jesus takes off his robe, ties a towel around his waist, and proceeds to wash the feet of his disciples. Their feet were probably hot and sweaty and coated in dust, so having them washed was refreshing, a luxury. But this was a servant's job, not their leaders, their masters. How embarrassed were they? How uncomfortable? How confused? Perhaps they would have allowed a servant to perform this intimate task, but Jesus? As they realized what was happening, the conversation gradually subsided until there was silence. Embarrassed though they were, they allowed it all to happen until it came to Peter's turn. As so often was the case, it was Peter who spoke up, perhaps expressing what the others were thinking, but only he had the courage to speak the words, and again, as was so often the case, they had all missed the point. This is an action of loving service and initiation. Jesus' humble care for the very parts of us we rate least highly is central to this sacramental act. Jesus' explanation of this act is in the form of a command. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. I tell you the truth, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them. And he also said, A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, all men will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. Are you humble enough to perform this loving service to others? Do you have the humility to allow others to perform this loving service for you?